Hi, I'm Curtis Marshall from Dental Intel, and this is our CEO, Weston, Lunsford.
Hi guys, good to be here with you today.
We're here talking with you because I've been having an issue with a lot of our clients having a question about how to increase production based off visits.
Okay.
All right, so I brought them on with us today. We know that production's king.
Yep.
And that more appointments and more production per appointment is what increases that production.
Yes.
So we set
In fact, we write an easy formula for that, right? Can I write the formula?
Yeah, let's run it up.
Let me just show you. So we basically, if you have, well, let's start with visits. You have to have a visit come in. So visits times production, I'm going to abbreviate, but production per visit equals what?
Production.
Visits, the number of visits you have coming in times the amount of production you do on those visits equals production. This is a metric that we have right now on our dashboard, right? So that's what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So with visits, we have to make a goal. Everybody makes a goal for how many visits they want to hit.
Everybody should make a goal for how many visits they
That's
want
a
to
good
have.
point. If somebody has a visit goal of 100, and they schedule 110, we're seeing that they're still not hitting that goal because they have 20 broken appointments, and so their schedule's only 90. When we want to
So they scheduled 110, but they had 20 broken. Their goal was 100.
Right.
So they're not hitting their goal.
Yeah,
Which means they're not going to hit their production goal.
No.
Yeah, it's impossible. In fact, I'd love to show you how important this is, and this is why Dental Intel breaks out the metrics on the dashboard, because there are two reasons for people breaking appointments or not showing up. We have cancellations and we have no-shows. There are two different reasons behind this, and a lot of practices don't really recognize the difference between the two. But before we even talk about the difference, what I'd like to do is show you how vital, or how impactful, I guess, rather, a broken appointment can be in your practice. Meaning just one person. So should we do some fun math?
Yeah, this is what I want everybody to see.
Okay, so let's just use this formula up here right now, and let's say that we have a weekly goal of 10 visits. So we have 10 visits every single week that we want to have come in here.
Okay.
And our production per visit, just for easy math, let's say that we are averaging right now $200 per visit. So we got 10 times 200 equals how much in production?
That would be 10 times 200, 2,000.
$2,000 in production. Okay, now here's the goal. Most practices want to be anywhere between 35 to 55% in profitability. I would say the practices should always shoot for 50% profitability. And we have our overhead. And the reality is overhead doesn't change very much. Overhead is generally in a dental practice, it's a fixed cost. We have our labor dollars and we have our fixed costs, such as our facility costs and our marketing costs. And so it's not fluctuating very much. And so we have our break-even point. For this scenario, as we do this math, let's just say that we have cost of $1,000.
Okay. So
and we want a 50% profit margin, which means if we know our cost is $1,000, we want to make $1,000 profit. So we're going to use this scenario. 10 times 200 is $2,000. And this is our production. We made it, right? We hit the goal.
We got our 10 visits
We got
scheduled.
our 10 visits in. But your problem now that you're talking about is someone breaking an appointment.
Yeah, so we're scheduling these, and we're doing really hard, yet we're not getting there, so we have less.
So right now what we want to talk to you about is how impactful one missed appointment can be to your practice. So let's change this to just 9. We're just going to change this to 9. Now we have 9 times $200. And so we're not at $2,000 anymore. We're now sitting at $1,800 of production, right? This was, let me go back to blue, this was sitting at a 50% profit margin. That's where we were sitting at. Now we're at $1,800. Our cost didn't change. It's the same.
Yeah.
Cost is the same. And so now what is our profit down here?
So our profit now here is $800, right?
$800. Do you realize how big of a decrease that is?
It's huge.
20%. We just went down 20% in profits for that days of production because of what?
Because of
one
visit.
broken appointment.
Okay.
I mean, it's so important to make sure that we understand how impactful a broken appointment can be on your practice. And the question is, Curtis, if we have people breaking appointments, we've got to ask why. So that's why Dental Intel, we have these two metrics. We have the no-show and the cancellation,
We love
right? When I look at no-show, if someone's not showing up, to me, a no-show is someone that either called in today and said, I can't make it, giving you no time to get someone else in your chair, or two, they just didn't show up.
They didn't show up.
They just didn't show up. So those are no-shows. If that's happening, what's the cause of that, Curtis?
And hopefully you guys will realize this as well, but it is confirmation. That's the simple reaction to that.
We have some of our practices where they'll say best practice for them in making sure that they don't ever fall into this category of losing 20% of their profits. They will literally confirm an appointment 3 times. Sometimes they have automated solutions, but in almost all cases, they're making sure they touch base with that patient on the phone, making sure they're going to be there in the chair. Because if they're not, they don't want to lose 20% of their profit for that day. And that's how impactful this will be if that patient doesn't show up. So confirmations is one. Now that's an easy fix. If we see, and you're tracking your broken appointments and separating them out by cancellations and no-shows, then you'll be able to quickly identify if you have a confirmation problem or if you have the other problem. Now the other problem is a little bit trickier to fix. So if we have people canceling and giving us enough time, so we like to say they're canceling within 24 hours.
At least 24 hours.
At least
Okay.
24 hours. It gives you enough time to put someone in a chair. Right?
So now this is more education now to our patients rather than
Yeah,
confirmation.
we've got to teach our patients that it's not okay to cancel. So all of a sudden, we have one of our favorite patients call up and talk, and literally, actually, I won't say his name. So I don't want to make her feel bad, but I was actually in the dentist's office with my kids just the other day, and I listened to someone answer the phone. I can't believe I forgot this, but I listened to her answer the phone. And she literally said, oh, don't worry about it, we'll go ahead and get you rescheduled for next week. I didn't think about it until right now. It's hitting me right now. She just taught that patient that it was okay to reschedule. And so now she marked a cancellation. She has a cancellation. It wasn't someone that didn't show up. She had enough time to reschedule the person, but it was still a canceled appointment that we had designated for that person. All she would have had to do is change the way that she acknowledged that patient. She still could have showed love and made her felt good, but helped her understand how important the doctor's time is, and this time was reserved for her. And then even if the patient still canceled, she would have been taught. She would have understood the next time that something came up and her friend said, hey, can you come to lunch today? And she looked at her calendar and she said, oh, I got a dentist appointment. She wouldn't think about, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and cancel this. She'll say, no, I can't do it today. Let's do it another time.
Yeah.
So that's fixing cancellations. But if you don't break it out, if you don't break out cancellations and no-shows, you don't know what problem to fix. And if you don't know what problem to fix, you're going to run into this. And this is only one broken appointment day. How many appointments are you having broken every day? That's the question. And if you're having broken appointments, it's drastically affecting your profitability for that day. If we can fix that problem, we change the profits for that day, which changes your profits for the month, for the quarter, and for the year. And instead of hoping you're going to hit production goals, you'll actually realize those production goals.
Every time, and hopefully even sooner.
Yeah.
Thank you, Weston.
Yeah, it's
Thanks,
fun.
Weston. So we're going to give you some more of these educational videos to understand why these metrics are important. On your performance board, they are not just there for fun. We've calculated and looked at the numbers that are going to be actionable for your practice. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day.